The Studio Ghibli music room is quiet, except for the soft clink of porcelain. Joe Hisaishi sets down a cup of tea, glances at the early storyboards spread across his desk. Spirits, bathhouses, strange gods, and then sits at the piano to search for a sound no one has heard yet. He has no idea who's about to step out of his storage closet. As he plays a delicate, drifting melody, he hears a low hum behind him. A faint shimmer of light glows through the sliding closet door, and then, without ceremony or explanation, Claude Debussy steps out. Debussy looks around, confused. "Pardon, but this is not the Opéra de Paris?" Hisaishi freezes. The man in front of him looks exactly like the portraits from his conservatory textbooks. "Is it possible?" he whispers. The two stare at each other for a long moment, the weight of a century folding in the space between them. Hisaishi can hardly move. He stares at the man as though looking into a myth made flesh. Debussy studies him carefully. "You seem surprised to see me?" Hisaishi forces himself to breathe. "Maestro Debussy, I grew up listening to your violin pieces, your preludes, your orchestral works. You were one of the first composers who taught me that music could be gentle and mysterious and free." He bows deeply, almost trembling at the magnitude of the moment. "I have admired you since I was a child. Through conservatory, every score I wrote, your music was my teacher. It shaped me." Debussy seems taken aback. He isn't used to reverence. Much of his own life was spent fighting critics and traditions that dismissed him. He steps closer, visibly moved. "What year is this?" "It's the year 2001. "Ah, to know that my music traveled beyond my century, that is a gift." For the first time, Hisaishi sees a flicker of vulnerability in Debussy, relief mixed with wonder, two composers from different eras, meeting not through fame or history books, but in a shared understanding that music survives because it speaks to the soul. Debussy walks slowly around the room, trailing his fingers across synthesizers and mixers, each one as mysterious to him as a spaceship. But then he finds something familiar, a grand piano. He sits, places his hands on the keys, and plays a few soft, impressionistic chords, suspended harmonies, blurred colors, melodies that drift like mist. Hisaishi's eyes widen. This is one of the sounds that shaped his entire musical life. He sits beside Debussy, gently adding his own colors, warm clusters, open voicings, soft modal shifts. For a moment, the room glows with harmony across centuries, two composers who never met, speaking the same musical language. Debussy listens as Hisaishi continues playing, chords that hang in the air like floating lanterns. He leans closer, recognizing something instantly. "You do not let harmony march, you let it breathe." Hisaishi smiles shyly. "You taught me that. Your music isn't pushed forward by rules, it moves like wind through leaves. I studied your scores for years, trying to understand how you created that feeling." Debussy taps the piano lid thoughtfully. "I always wished listeners to see images without my saying them aloud, to hear a landscape without a map, to feel emotion without being told what it was." He gestures to Hisaishi's chord. Here, you do the same. A single open fifth that invites the imagination. A melody that does not force itself, but glows. I always try to create a world the audience can enter," Hisaishi replies, "not to guide them, just to open the door." Debussy lights up. "Yes, Mais oui, music should be a suggestion, a watercolor, not a diagram. He listens again, hearing in Hisaishi's playing the very qualities he once fought so hard to invent. Harmonies built on color rather than function. Melodies shaped like brush strokes. Textures that evoke mist, water, memory, and the courage to be simple and profound. Finally, Debussy whispers, almost to himself, "You are my kindred spirit, even a century apart." The words strike Hisaishi like a long-awaited chord. In that moment, the past and future blend, two composers instantly recognizing each other through the sound they share. Hisaishi gently hands Debussy a stack of rough storyboards, floating lanterns, spirit markets, impossible architecture. Debussy studies them with fascination. "This is for the cinema? In my time we had silent films with sometimes a pianist improvising, but this is an entirely new world." "It's the world of Hayao Miyazaki," Hisaishi explains. "He tells these stories through images. I'm scoring his next film." Debussy gazes at the drawings, quietly absorbing their strange beauty. "You must give him atmosphere, color, not notes, but air and light, music that lives between the lines." Hisaishi nods. "That is what I've always tried to do." "Then you already know everything you need." And for Hisaishi, hearing that from Debussy, the source of so much of his musical soul, is almost overwhelming. "May I hear your other works?" Debussy asks gently. Hisaishi turns toward a drawer filled with CDs and scores, but before he can reach them, the same low hum rises again. The lights flicker, the closet door glows like a doorway made of moonlight. Debussy sighs softly. It seems I must return." He hesitates, glancing back at Hisaishi with a question. "Monsieur Hisaishi, tell me, do people still know my music?" Hisaishi smiles, soft, honest, filled with gratitude. "Your music is loved around the world," he says, "more than you ever imagined." Debussy closes his eyes, relieved. He steps back into the shimmering light. "Then I can go in peace." And he is gone. Hisaishi sits alone again. The tea has gone cold. The piano waits. He places his hands on the keys and resumes the melody he was working on, but now it carries a new glow, like moonlight on water, the same glow Debussy once captured in La Mer and Nuages. That melody would soon become the heart of Spirited Away, a score built on atmosphere, color, extended harmony, and a century of musical inheritance. Two composers, one language, and a moment out of time that shaped the sound of magic.